2012, the Polk County court system added more than 160,000 cases. That's a huge number. That's a lot of documents. That's a lot of files. And here to talk to us about the Clerk of Courts is one of the busiest people in Polk County, Stacy Butterfield. Stacy, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
Now, the Clerk of Courts has a lot of responsibilities as far as different types of courts, you know, different things being filed through different avenues. Tell us a little bit about what is the responsibility of the Clerk of Courts?
Okay, great. You know, a lot of people really are unsure about the Clerk of the Circuit Court's duties and responsibilities. We usually describe it as having three hats, three major roles. The first one is the Clerk of the Circuit Court, probably the most common one that people think of. And in that responsibility, we basically process and record and file all the court documents for things like lawsuits. Let's say somebody is filing a civil suit over a dispute, or a divorce case, or a tenant eviction. We also process traffic citations and fines, domestic violence petitions for injunction for protection, and small claims. We manage the jury. You know, the court system in our country, thank goodness, we are afforded the opportunity of a jury by our peers.
Right.
So the clerk's office is responsible for managing the jurors for the court. We also, in addition to the processing and recording, for example, as we handle all the payments for anything related to the court system with fines, fees, service charges, and we collect all those. So if you are unfortunate enough to have a traffic ticket, let's say speeding, you pay it through the clerk's office, and then the clerk's office distributes that money to all the appropriate entities according to the law.
I gotcha.
The second hat, as we refer to it, is the county recorder, the official records of the county. Our office maintains all those documents, mortgages, deeds, judgments, liens.
And there's a lot of that
and
stuff.
There's a lot of those records also. Those records happen to be online, and we'll talk about that in just a little bit, I hope. The third, probably the least known function of the clerk's office, is called the clerk, accountant, and auditor to the Board of County Commissioners. We use the title Comptroller because people can relate to what a comptroller is for an organization.
Right.
If you think about it, the clerk is the guardian of the taxpayers' dollars. For the Board of County Commissioners, we have the responsibility through the Constitution to place accountability on the local clerk of court, entrusting the public funds with oversight responsibility. So we collect all the money as far as it's deposited with the clerk's office, all the Board of County Commissioners' funds. We're basically the chief financial officer. We pre-audit the disbursements before they are sent out to make sure that basically they are for a valid public purpose. We, as the county's chief financial officer, we invest any excess funds, and we are also the clerk to the board, in that we sit in with all the board meetings and take their minutes and make those minutes available to the public. So those are the main functions of the clerk's office.
So as far as the comptroller goes, you're really making data accessible to citizens for the most part.
We are, through the records, for the records of the minutes and all. And then also, again, like I said, think of us as the finance officer.
Now you had mentioned, you know, going electronic, and this was one of your main goals that you had when you were
literally running last year
when
for
you were
office.
Campaigning, you were talking about going paperless and how important that was. Tell us a little bit about the strides you've made there.
Yes, basically you know, when I was running for election to the office, which has been very rewarding, let's put it that rewarding. But I sat down with the previous clerk, Mr. Weiss, who, when he took office in 1997, his vision was a paperless office. And so we had made great strides under his leadership, and I've just wanted to continue that. And I kind of established 5 main goals for the office. The first one being the full implementation of a paperless courthouse and office. So I've expanded it to a little further than just the court system.
Right.
As I described the 3 functions, I'm talking across all functions of the clerk's office. Basically, we have put a strategy together that said we want to enhance public access and internal efficiencies by using the latest technology that we can. We were fortunate enough to partnership with the judiciary and our 10th Circuit, and they cooperated with us and actually were very supportive in trying to go paperless. And in our civil division, which is just one division, because the courts, there's civil and criminals, various court divisions. In our civil division today, we are paperless.
Wow.
The e-filing initiatives that the state mandated have helped with that initiative, but we were working towards the paperless before them, because even though an attorney now has to file their cases through the e-portal, which is electronically, that doesn't mean you're paperless if your courts aren't using the digital files.
Right.
In other areas in the state, even though an attorney files a piece of paper electronically, they have to print it out in the court's office and create a paper file. We don't do that in Polk County. Again, through the leadership and the vision of our previous clerk and the work in our office as a team and the judiciary, they said we are going to use the digital files, and all of our judges for our civil department do. So an attorney files it, it comes in electronically, our staff still has to do our work, but in the courtroom, they aren't taking those big green binders or blue or whatever color case files. It's all done on the computer. So that's great.
Like you said, that not only increases the efficiency of the office, but like you said, as far as access for the citizens, I know when I first moved to Florida and I was looking for a home to live in, and I got on the property appraiser's website and how it was all digital, and this was new to me because from where I was from, you had to go downtown and you had to go through the records and search through all the books and find what you were looking, and it was a nightmare.
It is.
And making things digital makes things so much more simple. And obviously with the Clerk of Courts and all the files that you deal with, how much easier it is for citizens to find what they're looking for quickly and efficiently, and save us from all the frustrations of having to come, and then saving your office from the frustrations of having to go find that and open it up. And so, yeah,
it's wonderful. As a matter of fact, you hit on one of the main points for the citizens, that a lot of the digital files are accessible 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So if you want to look up something in the middle of the night, you couldn't do that when, as you described, you had to drive down to the governmental offices, in our case the courthouse, go in and pull the file. So today, the docket for the civil files, now remember the Supreme Court dictates what files are available on the website, but the docket for most civil and criminal cases is available online to citizens. I had a citizen call me recently and said, "Oh, thank you so much for having those available. I was a victim of a crime, and I can go on and I can watch the progress of the case to know what's happening in my case." So you can just, through the clerk's website, you can find criminal records or civil records online. You can find official records online. If you want to look up a mortgage or a deed or a lien, in the official records, you can actually see the image. So if you click on a mortgage or a deed, pull up my deed, you can pull it up and see the actual image. In the civil records and the criminal records, you can only see the docket, the progress docket of what's going on in the case. So you can see, capias entered or information filed, or in a civil.
And that's not a matter of not wanting to provide it. It's a matter of keeping certain information secure and private.
Yes, the Supreme Court again dictates the rules, and in all of the records that are available digitally, even the official records, any sensitive information is redacted. So if you do pull up a mortgage, a deed, a judgment, you will not find Social Security numbers, bank account numbers, those types of information have been redacted, and that's to protect the citizens' privacy.
Now like you said, you had 5 main goals. One of them was statements. Talk a little bit about the preparation of
the
financial statements.
Right. Yeah. And as the county's comptroller, the clerk is responsible for the financial reporting and accounting for all the activities of the Board of County Commissioners. Your fire, your EMS, all of those activities generate, information and flow and expenditures, and so we're responsible. So we have been very fortunate to participate in a program by the Government Finance Officers Association of the United States and Canada, and they have an award program, and you can apply, and they have stringent criteria. And each year, if you apply to the program, you submit the financial statements, and if you comply with the criteria and there's a review process, then you're issued a certificate of excellence in financial reporting. And I'm happy to say that we have received that for many years for our comprehensive annual financial report. That's a big document.
Yeah.
Probably if you're having trouble sleeping, you might want to read this document.
But
this is the comprehensive annual financial report. But the more interesting one for citizens is called our popular annual financial report.
Okay, so it's
this
kind of
is
a
a
summary.
citizens report, and basically, where's the money come from and where's the money go?
Right.
And it's in a condensed version, hopefully a simplified version, so that anyone can pick it up and they can find, information
Right.
about their local county government
Right.
and where the dollars are spent.
Mm-hmm.
So we provide this, and we have received the award. We're proud of that. We want to make it as accessible. We have posted both of these documents on our website, the clerk's website. You can also
Right.
go to the board's website and link to these documents, and you can download them and print them. They're available from our office if you want to use them for any citizens groups or meetings. They're welcome to ask for copies, and we'll provide them. So we're pretty proud of that accomplishment and want to continue it and enhance it. So there's a place in the back that says if you have any suggestions for information you'd like to see included, let us know. We're open to those suggestions.
This is great. I mean, this is really open government at its finest.
I think the board has done a great job with
And this
due
is
diligence, and then we
Yeah.
account for it and report it and put it in a form, hopefully, so it's accessible and information available to the citizens.
So before anybody starts complaining, give Stacy a call. Get your hands on this information and find out where the money is actually going. I think once you see it, you will actually be pleasantly surprised in seeing how wisely the county spends the tax dollars.
Yes.
Now, we kind of mentioned with that type of thing, the open and transparent government. That was another big thing that you had that you really wanted to promote, and you've made great strides in that area.
Yes, one of the other goals for the office was transparency and accountability in county government. And one of the things that I wanted to do was to establish an accredited office of Inspector General. And I'm proud to say, progress towards that goal, we have actually established that office. We have we took existing funded positions. We did not spend any additional dollars. We took existing funded positions. I have a manager on staff. I have, as of today, fully staffed that office. And we have established by charter our Office of Inspector General. The purpose is to provide independent and objective auditing and investigative services. And we are entering the accreditation program. It's a 18-month to 2-year program. Staff, we've put in all of our, as you can imagine, there's paperwork and documentation. They actually come in and they will do a peer review to make sure that we have procedures in place and all the necessary safeguards in place that they're looking for. It's accredited by the Commission for Florida Law Enforcement, and when we complete the program, we receive the accreditation, which we hope we will. They will actually issue us our certificate of accreditation, and we can, while we're established, we can put behind it and say we actually have an accredited office.
That's great.
So that group will be auditing various departments, divisions throughout the county, looking for, we're using a risk-based approach as far as selecting those items to be audited, and then we will produce a report, issue it to the county manager and the Board of County Commissioners. Hopefully, we're looking that they would take that information and look at it as recommendations for improvements. We're always looking for areas that we can improve in, and I know the county is always wanting to do more with less with taxpayer dollars, so we want to make sure that they have information available to them to make decisions. We'll also provide an investigative arm. We will have a hotline for people, citizens, employees, other individuals, entities to report suspected fraud, waste, and abuse. And when we get those calls, either through our hotline, through the website, we could have a commissioner, we could have a county manager, we could have anyone telling us, here's a specific allegation. We will investigate it, and then we will issue a report and say it's either substantiated or not. If there's anything that looks like it involves any type of criminal activity, we'll turn it over to the appropriate law enforcement.
Okay. Very good. Now, I want to touch on a couple other things here. Some more of the stuff that you really campaigned hard on. The customer service, and then also education, getting out there and informing the community, making strides and making the community aware. Talk to us a little bit about some of this stuff.
Customer service is key. We're the government. You said it. You work for the government. I work for the government. I work for the clerk's office. I work for the people. I'm the elected clerk. But as an office, we have a service to offer. You can't go pay your traffic ticket somewhere else. You can't file your case somewhere else. You can't serve jury duty somewhere else. Right. And so what we have to offer to the citizens is a service. And I want to make sure that we do the best job that we can. Exceptional customer service. That is key. And to me, one of the ways that you can provide excellent customer service in your organization is to make sure you have a trained, motivated workforce. And our workforce, they're the ones that do the work. They're on the front lines dealing with those customers, and they do a great job. We certainly constantly look at training initiatives, but some of the things we've done for the customers specifically, this past March, we had National Passport Day that we participated in. You can get a passport through the clerk's office.
Really?
And the passport agency asked any agencies to participate in National Passport Day, and it's a Saturday. We opened our offices in our Lakeland branch for the day. Matter of fact, I worked it there that day and actually helped with the applications for passports. And I think we had 35 passports that day. So we participated. Just an avenue, and people said, we can't get in here Monday to Friday. Right. So that's something that we certainly will look, and hopefully we could expand next year and have it again, maybe in a couple of branches. Passports. If you need to get a passport, you have to have a photo. All right, we have just ordered a camera, and we are going to be able, we have people come in and they have everything, and then we go, you need 2 photos to submit with the application. Oh, I don't have them. So then they have to leave. They have to go get a photo and then bring it back. Right. So we're going to actually be able to offer that service in our office, in our branches. So it's a one-stop shop for the customer. Simple thing, that customer service, motivated employees. When you go in our office, or if I'm talking to you and you go, and people want a personal connection, a professionalism, and they want to say, oh, hello, Stacy, or thank you, Stacy, or Stacy, this is what I need. So we have, all of our staff have name badges now. And so they wear and I wear mine every day, so that when they come in the office, there was a study that showed of organizations that put name badges out there for their employees, their customer service increased by 12% immediately. Because it's professional and it's just a way to connect. So that's something we did.
Not to mention, there's almost an air of accountability.
Yes.
You've got that name badge on it. They know your name.
Yes.
You're going to provide the best service because it's a reflection on you. Right.
And so to go along with that, one of the things is, again, we're looking for feedback. Tell us about your service. Right. So we've instituted a couple of things. We have a feedback card. You can pick up a card. It's prepaid, drop it off, in the mail, or fill it out before you leave, and you can tell us and give us your suggestions for improvement. The other thing is that we have the QR reader code. We have posted on our counters a document which has the QR reader. So for those people that have smartphones, they can just scan it, and it'll take them directly to our website, and they can just, a quick short survey, how was your service? Give us your comments. So we're pretty proud of that. We just rolled that out actually this week, so I'm excited. We also are updating our website. Some of our other customer initiatives, fun things, because people come and they're coming to court, or they have jury duty, or they're there because they got a traffic ticket. Maybe they're not as excited about being at the clerk's office, but one of the things that we get to do is marriage ceremonies. Marriage issue marriage license, and then for customers that want to actually have the ceremony.
Right.
So this past year on Valentine's Day, which was a huge day for marriage ceremonies, I actually performed the ceremonies that day, and I went throughout our branches in Lakeland and Winter Haven and Bartow. But next year we are going to host a group wedding. So we'll have a sign-up sheet, and we can take up to 50 couples, and we are going to have a group wedding early afternoon on the steps of the courthouse, the historic, what's the History Center now. I still refer to it as the historic courthouse. And we have sponsors, so we'll be able to have some cake and some music and be able to actually, you know, kind of have like a wedding and a small little reception for the couples. That would be
a very unique wedding.
Yes, very unique wedding.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. Our staff's been working since last February.
And that was a big hit this past February for Valentine's Day. I mean, it went off pretty well.
It did, and the couples were excited, and we had little certificates. But this year, like I said, we will, and other clerks' offices throughout the state. I got the idea from some of them, and we will we'll have music. It'll be like a regular wedding, just with a big group.
Now, you've also participated in some other things at the courthouse, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, the flash mob.
Yeah, the flash mob. Tell us a little bit about that. Just some of the things that you're doing.
February 14th was also an awareness day for domestic violence and abuse against women. So the Peace River Center and asked us to participate with them in a flash mob dance that morning. So we did. Our employees turned out as well as other employees. It was actually a little larger than I had expected. I don't dance, but I was out there because, you know, I want to support.
We have footage of it,
I know.
We blackmail.
So next year we hope to participate again, but we'll take it outside because it's a little large, and to have all that in the courthouse, we'll actually hopefully be maybe in Fort Blount Park or somewhere nearby, so that we can have our flash mob dance, just to bring in awareness.
Yeah, I mean,
that was pretty
cool. When you think of court, you don't think of, you know, fun activities of getting involved with the community, like the weddings or like the I think it was called Stomp Out Violence or something like that. It was
yes, I forget the actual term.
You had a catchy theme
term
to it,
but that's pretty neat.
You know, getting involved with the community, that's really cool.
Yeah, and then that brings me to the last thing that you mentioned was the ability. One of my goals was to provide public education, community outreach, and awareness, obviously of the clerk's office, but it's actually a little larger than that.
Right.
We are part of county government. And so a lot of people don't understand, there's the clerk's office, and then there's the Board of County Commissioners, there's the courts and the state. We're all kind of from part of a system, and that's great. So my goal is to educate the citizens about the clerk's office and county government as a whole. I'm available to go to speaking engagements if you have civic organizations or community neighborhood associations. You want to talk to the clerk about a variety of topics. What does the clerk's office do? Tell us your interaction with the Board of County Commissioners. Talk about your goals. Let's, tell us about Value Adjustment Board, which is something that we staff. The petitions, if you need to come in and file a petition for an adjustment, you don't agree with your value, you handle that through the clerk's office. People don't realize that. So those are some of the things that I want to do. Another thing that's kind of near and dear to my heart is this education of our future. Our children are our future, and especially all children. They're small, to high school. I focused on more of the high school area because I'd love to get in with those students and talk to them, because they're going to become, contributing citizens, hopefully, to our community and other communities soon. So one of the things, I partnered with Junior Achievement, and we have a program, and I think in September we will actually be teaching. Some staff members from my office will go in for like an hour to a classroom, to a high school classroom, and talk to them about career goals, resume writing, talk to them about planning for the future, give them a broad overview of the clerk's office and county government. And we have a program through like I said, through junior achievement. And then at the end of our program, and I think it's a 4-week program, those students will come to the clerk's office for a day and spend a day, hopefully maybe even catch a Board of County Commissioner meeting, and we will be able to give them some exposure, because these students soon, they'll graduate and they, again, are adults, and we want them to be informed citizens so that they can contribute. And in addition to the junior achievement, there's other high school classes
right.
that hopefully I spoke to some just before school finished this last year. Hope to do more. And we have volunteer programs in the summer for high school and college students, right. if they want to come in and volunteer with our office to get an exposure first to a workplace environment, and some of them have
right.
aspirations in the legal area, so we certainly encourage them to contact our office, and we have wonderful volunteers.
I think in general, the public is so exposed to all of the negative things about the government, and they hear so many complaints and things. And I think it's a great thing that you're doing to try and get out and teach people that, hey, especially local government, county government, we're working with you.
Yes.
We're working side by side with you. We're not some agency that's untouchable or unreachable. We're right here with you.
We're here for you.
Yep.
And one of the things that we, it's funny, social media, as many organizations have discovered, you want to connect with your customers. And so we have launched a Facebook page. The clerk's office has a professional Facebook business page, and we've discovered that we want to provide another avenue to citizens. In addition to walking in our office, looking on our website, they can go on our Facebook page.
Yeah.
And we post everything from jury numbers to report for jury service on Monday mornings, how to pay traffic tickets, how to protect your privacy, how do you file a small claim.
Right.
You're a tenant and you've got a problem, you can access information. We post fun things on our website, on our Facebook page, like employee recognitions. We do service awards to recognize years of service, and we'll put pictures of our staff out there. And, it's just another way for our citizens to connect our office. So please spread the word, like us on our Facebook page, Polk County Clerk on Facebook, and there's a way to provide feedback. If you have a question that comes in, we'll get an answer
Terrific.
for you. So we're excited. We haven't launched a Twitter account, or however, you can tell I'm not the technical person, but certainly is something we're going to consider. I won't say it's a decided decision that's been made,
right.
but Facebook we've found to be very, very valuable.
Excellent.
And so I'm very proud of that.
Well, Stacy, we're pretty much out of time here, but man, we've gone through a lot of great stuff. Thank you so much for coming on, telling us about all the great strides that the Clerk of Courts has made, and the wonderful things that you guys do, and the County Comptroller. Terrific. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Polk County's Clerk of the Circuit Court and County Comptroller Stacy Butterfield coming in to tell us about all the wonderful things that they take care of. There's so much information for you available to use and to get into. It's so accessible now. There's no reason why you shouldn't educate yourself and find out the information that's pertinent to you. You can go onto their website at www.polkcountyclerk.net. They've also set up a Facebook page at Polk County Clerk. You can just look them up on Facebook or like them on their website. Easy enough. Submit your comments, recommendations. Stop by the courthouse. Pick up some of the information that's available. Visit their website. Anything you can do to educate yourself more and be more involved in county government.